Story 1. Today I messed up by throwing up in a professor's office while asking if she has a position open in her lab. I was recently accepted to a PhD program, passed the online interviews, and I accepted the offer. But I felt nervous to attend because I wasn't able to go to the recruitment day. The recruitment day overlapped with interviews held by another university that was closer to home. This university is actually my last choice/backup. The university set up a makeup in-person day for me, to talk to faculty, other graduate students, and tour the campus. They were nice enough to cover my mileage, pay for hotel, and buy me lunch. My throat has been scratchy recently because of seasonal allergies. It's pretty bad this year because it rained a lot and many plants bloomed. In the middle of the meeting with the last professor, I coughed so violently, my gag reflex was activated and I threw up on her floor. I wasn't nauseous prior to throwing up. I helped her clean up the mess, apologized, then left to go back to my hotel to shower, since vomit got on me too. Damn, I feel so bad that the university went through the effort to set up the interactions with me. Professor acted nice about it, but I'm too embarrassed to ever see her again. I could still go to the PhD program and work with another professor, but I'll forever be known as the person who threw up. Some graduate students found it funny because they actually think that professor is bitches/she deserved it. Before the whole throw up thing, I wasn't getting good vibes from the university. Lots of graduate students are overworked with TAing due to funding problems. Issue is I didn't get accepted to any other PhD programs, only got as far as interviews, so if I don't go here, I will need to job hunt and apply again next year. My current job is a contract position, so it will be ending in August with no option of renewal. Job market is crap right now, but maybe it's better to job hunt than go to this university. I can't get over the embarrassment. TLDR professor probably hates me for throwing up in her office. Story 2. Today I messed up by forgetting that Gmail comes with a name header. I saw that my favorite brewery had brewer jobs open for full-time and weekend gigs, and I applied immediately without thinking, not remembering that the email listed on my resume was the wrong one. I emailed their HR department with the correct one. Then they replied and I saw that my name was set to display the name, Dead Soul. I'm so embarrassed that I immediately laid myself down on the floor on my stomach and I haven't gotten up since. Not only did I use the wrong email on my resume, but I also had something unprofessional as my display name. I'm in agony at the idea that I'm not going to get this job at my favorite brewery in my town because I forgot to change my name back. I've already set it back to my name, but the damage has been done. TLDR, I had the wrong email on my resume for a really important job, and on top of that my display name on the correct email was something unprofessional and they saw it. I think I will seclude myself inside forever and never leave my house again, so that no one looks upon my wretched existence. Story 3. Today I messed up by not double-checking who was on email CC. It's a short one, so I hope it is allowed. Happened to me 2 days ago at work. I work on quality department, and there was email exchange between us and the supplier. My coworker was the one taking care of it and added me in the end so I can get all the info. I read the whole thing, several emails, but the supplier uses a really small font and colors, so it became a whole chore to read those emails. I then sent my coworker an email asking if I understood correctly what we were going to do about it, and added, "Need to be sure because those dudes use a really small font and colors to make it worse." I pressed send, got my delivery report, and I see the name of the supplier. Now, why are they there? It seems I clicked reply all instead of reply, and since new Outlook blends a bit the top part, I did not check if there were people in CC. Consequences not really clear yet. Most likely will get a meeting with my boss about it and about professionalism at work. TLDR, I sent an email to a coworker mocking one of the suppliers about their font and not checking that they were still in the emails. Story 4. Today I messed up by tipsily meeting my spouse's bosses. Today I messed up by meeting my husband's supervisors while mildly inebriated. I'm extraordinarily embarrassed as I'm already incredibly awkward in general, which was compounded by my already tipsy state. Also 0% an excuse but giving background. We were at a bar with a friend which his superiors were also at by chance. I made a joke on meeting them about not having heard much about them as he hasn't complained or had anything negative about them. I realized I fucked up after I made the joke. He went quiet and 10 minutes later they went out to smoke. For background, my spouse recently changed jobs and has been dealt a difficult job as a supervisor. He frequently comes home stressed out by his subordinates, and where he usually was optimistic, is now more jaded and generally ill-content. At this job, he's never had anything bad to say about his superiors, only his same level and lower. Work now drains him of any and all energy and humor. He now gets home and just rants. We work very similar jobs, and I can relate to his difficulties. In his last job, his subordinates were mostly fantastic, and it was some of his superiors that were the source of most complaint. He had hope, vision, and a plan, whereas now it's mostly if person A does XYZ. I'm afraid I'm going to have to resort to actions 123. I hate seeing what this new job has done to him, especially as he didn't have a choice in transferring. He's not taking his frustration at transferring out on his crew. They're just that inept. I recognize that the joke is entirely my fault and I feel so horrible. He recognizes that I wasn't trying to make him look bad. But I personally feel so incredibly awful that I'm not sure how or if I can right this wrong. Spouse, while embarrassed as fuck, wants me to stop apologizing and just asks I don't do this again. I obviously won't. Please help me evaporate from embarrassment and horror. I wish I could dematerialize. TLDR. Today I messed up by making a joke about my husband's less-than-stellar subordinates upon meeting his superiors for the first time while tipsy at a bar. Story 5. Today I messed up by pretending to stiff a waitress. This happened probably 8-ish years ago. I was working at my second job ever, both that and my first were restaurants. Worked both those jobs for 3 to 4 years. During my time at my second job, I decided to work part-time at my old job for more money. I quickly regretted this as it was very draining and quit after a month. But I still left on good terms and it wasn't a big deal. I decided to go to my old work for dinner by myself and see some friends. The manager saw me and asked if I wanted to sit in anyone's section. I said it doesn't matter whoever. She mentioned she had a new waitress and it would be good for her. I still had stuff on the menu memorized, and this place was a place that very much hired what would look like outcasts and rebel in Hollywood movies. Everyone is usually very friendly and chatty. The only drama that would happen was coworker relationship drama. All around good vibes whenever I worked there. I would ask questions about the menu to see her knowledge. Made sure to smile and be polite. Never corrected her or anything. I did verify with a friend who walked by on a couple of things because they were things I used to order and she said they couldn't make it them anymore. My friend did confirm she was mistaken. All around very nice bubbly waitress. When I worked there, light-hearted pranks weren't uncommon. Talked to the host stand, still knew them, and asked if she was the type who would come to the host stand to complain about someone stiffing them. They weren't sure, so I asked, do you think she was the type that would take it personal? They said no and also agreed leaving the tip at the host stand would be one of those that bastard oh never mind type moments when she got the tip at the host stand. So my meal was like $20, and I left a $20 tip at the host stand. Later the manager calls me asking what was so bad about the service. Since she knows I always tip well. I told her I left $20 at the host stand. Well, the bubbly nice girl quit. The manager hinted people at the restaurant were bullying her and she didn't like the work environment. I still think about that phone call and feel bad for this poor girl. I only ever go there now when other people want to. But man, do I feel like a royal douche. Me mentioning the confirming the host stand part wasn't to pass the blame off, but just to show I did understand some people take it personal. I just didn't think she would because of how happy and bubbly she seemed, so figured she would be the later. Which is 100% my fault. TLDR went to my old work. Thought not leaving a tip at the table but leaving it at the host stand for her would be a funny moment. But she quit her job. Thought about it right before typing this and it is very much a I messed up moment. Story 6. Today I messed up by not taking my medicine. I've been taking Cymbalta for around 1.5 years now. I'm not sure exactly when, but from what I can remember, I stopped taking it at least a month ago. I'm a senior. I just started my first job, been there 2 months, and already have a very bad track record with taking medicine regularly. The issue is that for weeks I've been having symptoms that got so bad that I was going to call my doctor tomorrow for an appointment. I've been getting dizzy constantly, so nauseous that it's debilitating, anxious and mad over every little thing, etc. I even told one of my teachers after I had a disagreement with another student that I've just been a bitch lately. I'm really close with her, so she knew it was out of the ordinary. I haven't been able to eat normally or sleep well for weeks, and I started losing all of my motivation. Got extremely burnt out at my job sometime around 3 weeks ago. Spend every day in what feels like a haze, like genuinely I'm driving to work and everything just seems unreal and like I'm not actually there. BF came into the kitchen earlier asking when the last time I'd taken my medicine was, and it all clicked finally. I don't even know how I could have forgotten something that's such a major part of my current life. Took it tonight, hoping by the end of the week I can start feeling back to normal. TLDR. Forgot to take my antidepressants for at least a month and it's made my life hell. 3. Story 7. Today I messed up. I didn't tell my girlfriend I failed an exam. Basically the title, I guess. I had this exam that I talked up. Once I did it I felt pretty good about it and was confident I had at least a solid pass secured. Let my girlfriend know. Told her all about it. Once I got my score back, I was pretty sad to see it was a fail. I never brought up the topic with my girlfriend, so I never mentioned my grade. I guess it's also important to add I didn't refrain from only telling my girlfriend. No one but the examiner and I knew my score. I guess I felt ashamed of myself for thinking I did so well to score so shit. I felt so bad. Even when I was studying for my resit, I told her I was studying for something else. I honestly am not too sure why I kept it. I think I just genuinely felt so embarrassed of myself that I thought not telling her was the right way to go about it. Which, looking back, doesn't make sense since I've told her before when I failed an assignment and she's told me. I've always thought myself an honest person, but I don't think my issue here is dishonesty, but maybe something more to do with insecurity. Regardless, once I did my resit, I realized I was being a fucking idiot and told my girlfriend the truth, to which she understandably got pretty weirded out by it, even with my attempt at an explanation. She thinks it's weird that I'd go to the length of lying to her about what I was doing to hide the fact I was studying for my resit. Now she thinks I'm projecting and hiding something else from her, something worse, which is so far from the truth. Besides my fuck up here, I've truthfully never lied to her. I really don't know why I didn't just tell her straight up. It would have helped me so much compared to what I chose to do. Damn it. Now I'm worried she doesn't trust me anymore. I'm even more ashamed of myself with that I lied. I never lie. It's so out of character for me. TLDR. I didn't tell me girlfriend I failed an exam and lied that I was studying for something else, and now she thinks I'm projecting about something worse that I could be lying about. Story 8. Today I messed up by not telling my parents about a school project. About 1.5 years ago, we had a school project where we had to write about a topic we found interesting. There were different groups with different themes, and I was in one that focused on psychology. Some choose depression or the effects of social media as a topic, and I choose what's up with men and pedophilia? I didn't tell my parents about, because I just kind of forgot it and had to write it in a hurry in the last few days. And I recently realized that the topic of that project is going to be on our final school report. So, 1. The word pedophilia is going to be on my final school report, which my future employer will see. 2. My parents are going to learn about this. I'm afraid that they might think I'm a pedophile, which I'm not, since I kept it secret, and I don't really have any evidence against it except for my words. I don't have a girlfriend or something along those lines. I'm also afraid that they might be a little angry since this is going to be on my final school report, and I also often forget to tell them basic important stuff which makes them unhappy, which this situation also fits into. I just thought it would be fun to see what's going on with pedophiles and why they are the way that they are. It was not fun. And it seems like that is going to have real consequences on my life. I didn't get the report, so I don't really know what's going to happen. But I can't imagine that it's going to be fun. TLDR. I made a school project about pedophilia which is going to be on my final school report and that my parents don't know about.